Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today on our virtual Poverty Tour finale. We're glad you had an opportunity to spend some time with us and hope that you have learned and enjoyed today's events. I'm Carla DiGirolamo from the New York State Community Action Association. I want to introduce you to a couple of the other folks from the association, and we're going to spend some time talking to you about the tour and our hopes for the future. Jessica?
I'm Jessica Collier. I am the RPIC training coordinator here at NYSCA, and I'm also working on policy.
I'm Kim McMahon. I'm the CSBG training coordinator here at NYSCA, and if you were out on the tour, I probably saw you someplace on the tour this year.
So we want to spend the last few minutes here having a little bit of a discussion about the things that we've learned on the tour, some of our hopes for where we're going to take it in the future, and we hope giving you all an opportunity to sign up to continue to work with us and continue the momentum that we built over the tour.
That's right. You'll all have a great opportunity. We'll be emailing you, and there will be a link on the Poverty Tour website to an evaluation. And we really do hope you'll take just a minute. It's 6 really quick questions. We hope you'll give us some feedback, and also that you'll indicate how you'd like to continue being part of this movement that we're involved in.
Over the course of the tour, a number of things have come up as suggestions for how we can continue the movement and how we can continue the work that began. And among those suggestions was the idea that we at NYSCA convene or support throughout the state the convening of some affinity groups. And those affinity groups would be opportunities for people who share an interest in a particular issue to come together virtually, again, on phones, as well as perhaps in person, to talk about issues, to learn about what your neighbors might be doing, to learn about how these issues might be affecting your community and the people you served. A number of affinity groups have been identified as possibilities, so we're going to let you know what some of those are, and you'll have an opportunity, as Kim said, through the survey and through providing feedback with us if you have suggestions for groups we haven't identified.
So while we were out on tour, we heard various ideas: education and poverty, health and poverty, food security. We heard a lot about being more involved in policy issues and advocacy. Or some other topics, Carla.
Entrepreneurship, job and employment development, reentry issues, dealing with folks who are coming out of jails and prisons. Income inequality obviously remains a big and an important topic for us. And we're going to talk in just a minute a bit more about policy, which we're already taking steps in response to your encouragement and your support for us moving forward in that area.
And speaking of policy, right now NYSCA has convened a policy committee that is working on our policy agenda for the 2015 fiscal year. We will be finalizing the agenda within the next month, and we'll have it able to submit to all of our agencies in January at the beginning of the year. And so please look forward to that. And also with policy this year, NYSCA, along with our policy committee and our executive directors and our board, have decided to do a virtual legislative day. This is going to be happening on February 25th. And so what this means is that we are hoping to make it easier for our agencies, our CAA executive directors, staff members, emerging leaders, to all take part while sitting at their desk and not having to travel all the way to Albany. We are going to be sending out call to action. We're going to be sending out talking points to everyone. And on February 25th, we're going to ask everyone to call their legislators and to go through the talking points that we provide along with our policy agenda items, and to really advocate for community action agencies across the state, and particularly in those districts that those legislators serve. Along with the talking points, we also encourage people, if they do want to come to Albany to have in-person meetings, to please join us in Albany on February 25th, and we will be here at the Capitol in Albany going door to door, handing out our policy agenda and letting people know who we are.
So we really hope that many of you will participate in this virtual tour event as the first sort of real step that we're taking after this year of being on the road with the Poverty Tour. We really at NYSCA are very much committed to continuing to move your agenda forward, and as I said, we hope that you'll participate in this virtual legislative day as a way to move that agenda forward and to demonstrate to those of our public officials making policy here in Albany that community action is here, community action has a voice, and that we are determined to make our voice and the voice of the people we serve heard.
And another thing that NYSCA is doing to really capture the voice that Community Action has as a united force, we're creating little one-page briefs about community action across the state, and we are leading up to the February 25th Legislative Day. I will be going to the Capitol once a week or multiple times, handing off these pieces of paper so our legislators know who we are. We will also be including them in our NISCA newsletter, our monthly newsletter, and putting them on our website, which Phoebe Schimpf, our IT director, has done a fabulous job with NISCA's website, and we'll have a policy section on our website where you can find all of these items.
And we encourage you, if you're going to be in Albany for any reason over the next few months, particularly while the legislative session's here, please give us a call. Jessica, myself, anybody here at NISCA would love to accompany you if you'd like to go down to the state capitol or the legislative offices and make a visit. I can't emphasize enough how important your presence is. I know that almost all of you have relations with your legislators in your home communities, and that you visit them, and that you are acquainted with them, and they with you. But we really want to communicate to Albany that we are more than a bunch of individual entities that exist on our own, that we are a statewide network, we have a cohesive force and a cohesive voice. So please find ways to participate. If you have other suggestions, please let us know, because we're really anxious to sort of accelerate and increase our visibility and our activity on the policy level.
I think one takeaway that Kim was mentioning earlier and Carla was that they learned that you can be the change, and change can happen, but it won't happen unless you have a voice. And so this is an opportunity for community action to have that voice to really help create change.
And that's one of the things we really do think. When we were out on the tour, we saw how unique all of our communities were, but we also saw all the commonalities among the community action agencies. We really are a statewide network, and we really can all work together. We all have similar missions, and we won't accomplish them unless we're all working together. And so we really do think that we can, as the association, be part of that network presence in Albany, and we really do invite you all to join us in making sure that our legislators and elected officials are aware of our presence. We want to get past, we just celebrated the past 50 years of community action, and it was a great celebration this past year, but now we're ready to move to the future. And that future is having greater presence, more people being aware of us, and like Jess said, being the change that we all know needs to happen.
So thank you all so much for spending time with us today. We want to thank all of you who have supported the tour and all of the segments of the tour. Many times over the past year, we've had to reach out to you requesting support, everything from financial support to logistical support, and you have responded generously and wonderfully every time, so thank you to all of you for that. And we do want to encourage you to stay on board. Stay with us, as Kim and Jessica have both said. We learned a lot of lessons on this tour, but the most important thing that we've learned is that none of us can do this alone. We can only do this together. We can only do this if we really are all committed to working together to achieve the goals that were set 50 years ago, and that we've come together during this anniversary celebration to reaffirm and to recommit to. So thank you all so much. We hope you enjoyed the day, and we look forward to working with you.
Hi there, everyone. This is Phoebe Schimpf. I'm the Director of IT here at NISCA, and I wanted to take a moment to introduce Judy Harris. She's our Finance Director. She joined us recently, and without her, the tour would not have been possible.
Thank you. I'm so pleased to be here. I'm looking forward to continuing to contribute to the organization that has such a wonderful mission. And if you would like to contribute, there's a button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen.
And all the videos, in case you didn't have time to catch them all today, they will all be available, with the exception of the tour film. They will all be available on the site. We will have ways for you to obtain the tour film if you're interested. Just keep on checking our site, and we'll also be sending out a follow-up email that will not only mention that, but also mention that you can join the affinity groups even if you're not a member of Community Action. Also, if you want to get involved and help spread the word, please do follow us on Twitter or retweet our tweets or join us on Facebook. And individuals also can join NISCA and help us in this war on poverty. So thank you again for attending, and we look forward to working with you in the future.